idea of Peter Wright in the ruck. An opportunity to get yourself involved in the contest early. Struggled to really have an impact. Now he can.
He can. The opening bounce from Marvel Stadium. Round 3. St Kilda versus Essendon. McKernan in the first handball. Parrish, who had more contested possessions than any other Bomber last week, gets involved a couple of times. They string the handballs together. Merritt shaped the kick, and it was towards Stringer. Post-Christmas, but unfortunately hurt his Achilles. He's recovered. Let's see how he kicks this one from just outside the 50. An ideal start for Essendon this afternoon. Redeployed there for this season. Zerk Thatcher jumps up and takes a good mark on 5 inclusions. That's 50.
Against the man on the mark. I think he just got the wandering feet.
Surprised it hasn't happened more, to be honest, with players, because we know it's so instinctive that they want to work the mark, but
particularly if you see the man with the ball starting to wander a little bit one side or the other.
So Brandon Zerk Thatcher decides to go short rather than consider the shot for goal. Another player who was playing against his opposition, former teammates today, Nick Hine, to full forward, not the best place. Kick! Play on is the call. Snelling was able to dig in. Stringers look very lively early. Cox has had a fling, and he's put it through.
Really good positioning from Francis again. Max King wanted to take the deep spot, and Francis said, well, I can't kick at 80 metres, so I'll just sit in front of you.
Cox kicks at 50 to Devon Smith, who beckons his teammates to come up and give him a passing option. He finds one. Archie Perkins, pick 9 in last year's draft from Sandy, and he gets his moment out there in the middle of Marvel, and the Bombers are doing plenty marvellous at the moment. The hands are outstanding. Ham, Snelling, ducked. Gets a free. Some of their youngsters and more experienced players involved in that. So Will Snelling, he too has had to fight hard for his spot in the AFL, and he's making the most of his opportunities. A blazing start by the Bombers. Tidy up, which they do with good effect. There's Brad Crouch. Gets hands on the footy and gets the Saints moving to half-forward Gresham. Well, he almost couldn't stop. He turns and now goes longer to Membry. He just got that extra yard clear, and there wasn't much Laverde, who's relatively young in terms of his defensive experience, could do. Tim Membry, who's been such a wonderful player for St Kilda, and they need some of those experienced players here to exert some influence on the game. And he's usually a very reliable shot for goal, and he shows it against the Tigers, the birth of his child. Ridley out to half-back where Stringer flew. McKenzie saw a little opening, and the opening gets bigger, and the opportunity to hit a teammate inside 50 presented itself, and that's Jack Billings. Well done by Dan McKenzie. So Jack Billings to bring it back to a 5-point game. And not let the scoreboard get away. That's better. Guides it through. 2 goals for the Saints now. Perkins again gets involved. Ham to the outside. Devon Smith. He wanted help from Cox. He didn't quite get the protection, but Cox gets himself to a dangerous spot as they work their way forward. McDonald-Tip and Woody on a smart lead. Has a good kick. Just softened it. And McDonald-Tip and Woody, he also wants to pass the ball. And the result was just fine. Hooker will get a second shot for goal.
It's an 8 or 9 out of 10.
Yeah, 35 metres out. Only a slight angle to contend with. And he punches it right through the middle. Big smile spreads across the face of Cale Hooker.
Like last week, I thought Anthony McDonald-Tip and Woody, some of his crumbing was just incredible, the way he hit that.
Oh, dangerous kick in. They were sweating on it. And Hooker hits the spot this time. Mason Wood as a high handball. Steele tried to adapt. Ross again. Nice waiting on the kick for Zach Jones.
They just need a little bit of composure, St Kilda. That last one from King, he needed to take his time.
Membry is the focus. At the back, Billings can kick another. Come out the other side. McKernan, though, caught in the crush. Ham deals out the handball to Hine. They're being forced back here, but they've got reinforcements. And through the middle, Francis spotted Parrish. The spread's on again for the Bombers. Saints try to push back hard this time. The give to Redmond. He's almost within range. He is now. Oh, what a start for Essendon. But no real damage done. Who's going to have the runners to this side?
Clever kick.
Yeah, it was beautifully weighted from Langford to Ham. Had a terrific opening term with 10 disposals, really growing in confidence. And the skimming delivery from Merritt to Hooker was outstanding. Right to push forward. Hooker's down there. Kicks it down there now to the square. And Stringer! Kicked the opening goal of the match, Jake Stringer. It's great to have him back in the Essendon lineup. I'm sure their supporters are saying that. Should be able to edge around and put through Essendon's first goal of the second term, their 7th overall. 2 goals for Jake Stringer. Caulfield plays it up along that City wing. Wood in front, had the ball knocked away. Cox was onto it. Waterman driving ball. It's going to be another mark to Stringer. To give Essendon a 31-point lead. Jake Stringer, don't worry about to the right. He's put it through. He's got 3. Already they lead by 32 points. As Jones's kick is too heavy for Hill. Merritt has another. Wow, that's a free kick. Over 13.5 minutes. But the way things are going for Essendon, the way things have started for Jake Stringer, he's every chance of slotting another one. Francis doesn't spoil that ball. Ridley touches it, and it's not a free kick. Higgins. This is the little man lift that Brett Ratton needed, and he's got it from Higgins.
King's got his arm around the head of Zerk Thatcher.
Running rings around them, literally, the Bombers. Hine, what a pass! The searing one for Harry Jones. Directly in front for his first goal in AFL footy. He's had a few false starts, but he'll never forget that! Merritt pops it up for Waterman. 26 goals in 10 matches in the Waffle last year. He was a midfielder as an under-18 player. Sets this up, and there's Bomber hands everywhere. Hooker scored another one. He has 2-2, so his 5th shot before half-time. His 3rd goal, and the Bombers aren't stopping yet. To Ham, he was terrific in the opening quarter. They are swarming, and the pass is on again. Hooker can't take the mark, but he hasn't given up. Kept on coming. Hind again with a soft touch into the 50. Not for Smith, but Anthony McDonald. Devon Woody!
The change rooms to be assessed, and he looks like he's out of the game. Tom Cutler will be warming up as the sub.
Yeah, Cutler been the sub every week. Got 27% game time last week. They get another opportunity inside 50. The delivery from Smith to Alec Waterman was perfect. His second go at AFL footy, couldn't make it as a youngster with the West Coast Eagles. But Alec Waterman, he wants to make every post a winner for the Bombers. He's a massive kick of the football, and now we all know that. Thatcher just slammed it in the direction of right as quick as he could. And there's a little bit of hanging on going against Essendon. Which the Bomber fans don't like too much. Wobbly pass back to Caulfield. Just trying to stave off the effort of Smith, which he does successfully. And then Jones hits the target inside 50, and it's Brad Crouch at his best, averaging 30 disposals a game. The new colours, and at least you can say he's kicked a goal. Maybe that could be a bit of a turning point. Can they gather the troops around and put together a better effort from here? It's a huge margin to make up. Compound quickly. Zach Jones keeps it in. Oh, Billings. They're dishevelled at the moment, the Saints.
Yeah, well, I mean, Billings is the one that ends up under the pressure, but Nick Caulfield's missed a 20-metre kick to a stationary target.
Ham, not paid. McGrath realised the situation and summed it up perfectly. And they are jumping for joy, the Bombers fans. Nothing coming together for the Saints. Steele, he turns it over. Into Clark fighting hard, outnumbered. Cox sends the chance to go forward and straight to Stringer. Hooker's back in the goal. I think Jake thinks he can kick this.
He had a few options.
No, he decides to pass, and why wouldn't you? Snelling, and then to McDonald, tipping Woody. And Anthony McDonald-Tipungwuti, he's looking for his second goal. And he's got it. It's just the perfect day for Essendon fans so far. Play on. Ridley drops off. Jones and Caulfield. Smith's hands were beautifully read by Jones of St Kilda, and then Billings is able to shovel it onto the chest of Loney. And an opportunity to score a rare goal is taken by Jack Steele. Goes the other way off the boot of Darcy Parish. Again to Ham. Cutler had to stop and prop a little. McDonald-Tipungwuti. The scraps are there at the top of the square. Jones crowded out quickly. Waterman realised he had to handball it. Smith said, thanks very much, I'll kick another. Waterman probably just outside his range on the wing.
Oh, he sat that up high.
That was a little uncomfortable for Ham. Oh, but Cox is going to get it from just outside 50, and Ham can run in. Hooker, let's see how nimble he can be. He gives it to Devon Smith, and it's a bit embarrassing at the moment for the Saints as Snelling finishes off the relay.
This week between the message before the game and the effort that's required to compete at this level.
Appetite is strong still for Essendon. Parish pumps it in there to Waterman. For Alec Waterman. And he used that post as a reference point and guides it through successfully for his second goal. Their fifth multiple goal kicker for the afternoon.
Good spread from the Bombers score today.
Yeah, it is.
Haven't relied on any one target. They've all played a role and all hit the scoreboard. It's a great sign.
Saints need to dig in, but they can't get their hands on the Sharon. McGrath, Hooker's coming out again. He's covered in the air. It bounces the way of Jones. This is extraordinary now. Mate, with the next option, the Bombers today. Flung out by Hunter Clark to Parish. Merritt in the perfect place. They were charging past, eager to receive the handball, but he waited until Cale Hooker came up on the horizon, and he limps out with a corky and takes the mark too easily.
Well, they're not used to it, Jace. They're not used to the ball coming in like this because we haven't seen it over the last 10 years, the way the game's been played.
So it's a mixed bag from here, Cale Hooker. 6-shot at goal for the day. He's got a return of 4. Ross barely scraped through the tackle, but he did it pretty well to Loney. And now McKernan to Hill, back to Loney again. He squeezed out, but got the kick onto the chest of Jack Higgins. He struck that well.
Outside of Merritt, he's probably next in line.
McKernan slaps it down. Smith back for Merritt. He can kickstart another move forward. This time the full-back reacted a bit quicker, but it fell for the Bombers as it has all day. And McDonald-Tipungwuti can feast a little more. His way through. A hopeful handball to King. He gets crowded out. Membry in the shuffle. They keep on coming. But so far, it hasn't amounted to much.
That's the great desperation when you're 80 points up and you're still just refusing to cough up a goal when it looks like you're in trouble.
Cutler picked out Sinclair, and therefore, so King. Late chance to put a goal on the board.
Which then is, when you're a coach, it makes deciphering your actual structure and game style basically impossible. Because how do you measure that when you haven't given the requisite effort?
Ross just nudges it forward. Loney throwing himself at everything in his last quarter. Kept it moving. Awkward, but beautifully judged. 2 goals straight, his return. And around he goes. And he's hit it pretty well. A bit of the footy. Butler into the pocket. Here's Membry. And one more over the top. Ross, watch out. That just about sums it up. Running hard to the end, and listen to those Bomber fans. Saints supporters want to just slip away quietly. But Essendon fans wouldn't miss this for the world. And they got one more highlight late in the day. Could have been Jones.
He almost kicked it through him.
Cutler, I reckon, went all of 11 metres, and Hooker's kicked the goal off the left boot. There's nothing they can't do today. And in the last as well. Oh, there might be one more for the road. Oh, the siren beats them, but it does not matter at all. An incredible performance, a glimpse into the future, and a great response for the Bombers. Wow!